So hey Mike, why don't you explain to me how this system works?
The system, I think that you're referring to, is called the timing system. Um, so you have most cars have a timing chain or a timing belt, and basically what it does is time the valve stems and the pistons and the fuel injectors and the spark plugs. Times it to create an explosion, pretty much. And so in this one, you have your camshaft, right? This is your intake camshaft. Then you have your exhaust camshaft. Then at the bottom, you have a crankshaft that actually turns the pistons. And inside the combustion chamber, you have your valve stems intake that sucks in air at a certain stroke, and then you have your exhaust valve stems that opens to let out the explosion. Because basically, what it does is the spark in the fuel creates an explosion, and then that's released through your exhaust system. But the timer chain times the timing of that. So when the piston is coming down, it opens the intake, opens the stems here, the valve stems here. It opens to let air in. As it opens, right, and as the piston is coming back up, they close. And as they close, then the spark and fuel creates, with that air, creates an explosion. And then it goes back down. That's called a power stroke. And then it pushes the piston down, and then when it comes back up, now the exhaust valve stems, they open to let that explosion out, just like when you light a cigarette, that little smoke, so it lets out that smoke. So that's basically what the timing does between the cams and the crank, so that the valves, the spark, and the spark plugs and the fuel injectors all go in one time. So when a person say, "Man, my car's out of time," it could have been that this chain jumped the tooth and this turned in a certain direction when it shouldn't have, causing the timing of the engine to be off, which will create a misfire. Or if you have a certain type of engines, it will actually, the piston, as it comes up, it'll hit the valve stems, and this is actually one of the valve stems. It'll actually, the piston will hit it, and they'll bend the valve. That's what bending the valve is. So as a piston comes up in this out of time, because as it come up, it should open. And if it doesn't open and it hit it, then it'll bend it. So that's kind of what timing is. Cool.